While President Biden's plans to forgive or cancel a level of student debt have taken up much of the discussion devoted to education, the reality is there have been a few other topics that have come up over the last few weeks. So let's not waste any time. Hi, I'm Margaret Meek, and this is a review of potential bumps in your flight. So let's start with the elephant in the room. Federal student loan forgiveness. If you haven't seen the next video on this plan, please watch that video now. Since that video was completed, the government has established its targeted timeline for application submission. The application to have the appropriate level of funding applied to your account should be open in early October. Applications will then be processed with the intent that the decisions be made before the loan repayment restart date of January 1st, 2023. If you secured a federal student loan prior to July of this year, make sure you have signed up at studentaid.gov to receive updates on the exact release date for the application. Complete that application as soon as you can. The Student Aid website has crashed more than a few times since the announcement was made, so it is not unreasonable to expect the same will be true when the applications are available. Be patient, be aware, and be persistent. Those preparing to take out their first federal student loan need to understand that every person who accepts a loan has two requirements beyond paying your loan back. First is an entrance counseling session. You must complete this meeting with your loan service agent before you receive any funds. The discussion will review your entire account, including your tuition and fees, the repayment process, the reason to avoid delinquency or default, and how interest will impact your loan. The second requirement is to have an exit counseling session as you leave school. This is true when you graduate, as well as for those who leave college before they have completed their degree. This counseling is also required if you fall below half-time attendance. For both of these meetings, make sure you are prepared with any questions or concerns you have about your account. Get your loan service agent to answer your questions in a way that you understand the commitment you are making. As we have said often, do not bank on loan forgiveness or cancellation to cover your student loan debt. Celebrate if it happens, but careful financial planning means not counting on the actions of others to settle your loan. Princeton University has paid all tuition, fees, and room and board for students whose families made less than $65,000. This past week, Princeton announced that they are raising that family income threshold to $100,000. This means that a quarter of Princeton students will not pay for their education. Princeton also is increasing grants to help students in need pay for school without loans. It is not uncommon for colleges and universities to carve out funding for students who need assistance. The pathway to that funding is not always as clear-cut as the threshold defined by Princeton. Many, if not most times, you must be willing to ask the question and advocate for yourself. As you meet with your academic advisor, discuss financial aid with the counselor assigned to your account, and investigate which schools you would like to attend. Then ask, is there funding available for individuals in my circumstances? Is there any funding available that is not on your website? Is there a set of scholarships or grants to which I can apply to assist in paying my college costs? Advocate for yourself. Ask the questions. There was an interesting set of data released this week called the Federal Reserve Survey of Household Economics and Decision Making. The question that grabbed our attention asked college graduates if they regretted their college major. Those who majored in engineering had the lowest rate of regret at almost 25%. Those who majored in the humanities and the arts had the highest rate of regret at nearly 50%. Another highly regretted set of majors was the vocational and technical fields. They also measured the rate of satisfaction the same respondents had with their school selection. Increasingly, those who regretted their major also seemed to regret their school choice. There may be a tie in there, but that was not part of the report. However, we know that the number of individuals majoring in the humanities and arts has fallen dramatically since the early 2000s. English, history, religion, and the rest are down about 50% as a selection of major in proportion to student body size. So what does that mean for you? Suppose you are majoring or looking to major in the humanities or the arts. In that case, the chances are good that the size of the faculty and departments devoted to these majors will shrink to match the size of the student population wanting to access those majors. How well is the academic department staffed for your major? Another study came forward that measured the impact of taking online classes. The Institute of Higher Education at the University of Florida found that Black, Hispanic, and low-income students who mixed in-person classes with online classes tended to pursue their education longer. They are more likely to earn an associate's or bachelor's degree. The study found that students who had some in-person classes felt connected to their school, faculty, services, fellow students, and community. However, the amount of time spent in class could be mitigated by taking some courses online, thus allowing more time for work, family, or other commitments. The best online level of coursework is about 25% or less of your load each academic term. Conversely, those who utilized only online courses were less likely to continue to graduation. The opposite of the benefits of the classroom education became clear in why online education is not as correlated to graduation. This is especially pronounced for students who have academic or learning challenges. Don't be afraid to take some online courses if you believe you have the skills to master the coursework. If the coursework challenges you, don't forget that you can locate resources to help either online or on campus. If you realize that free speech and hearing all sides of arguments is important to your education, College Pulse and FIRE have just released their list of colleges and universities with the least restrictive speech environment and those with the most restrictive. This free speech ranking can help inform your college selection. You can access the report at the link in this video's description. For all of you who are high school seniors or will continue your college education next year, make sure you are prepared to file the free application for Federal Student Aid or FAFSA. The application opens on October 1st. Universities tend to make their funding decisions based on a first-come, first-served basis, so applying as close to October 1st is essential. All high school seniors are reminded to review the due dates for any college applications you wish to submit and ensure you send your applications well before the deadline. Keep working on completing your college applications to the best of your ability. If you found any of this information useful, hit the like button or subscribe. And if you have any questions, let us know in the comments down below.